Yep. Yeah, I'm in JFK. JFK going to Manhattan. 9/11, never forget. Sally Scorpio, my dear love, Sally Scorpio. We love you a long time. Sally Scorpio, my dear love, Sally Scorpio. We love you a long
time. I want to talk about patriotism. I think it's a very important part of being an American and a good citizen. Patriotism can help bring us together and to explore different ideas with open
delivery
and compromise as we need it. Now, today we hear a lot about
Let's go back to Manhattan. JFK, baby.
How about you?
Back to Manhattan. Let's see, maybe I go Terminal 7. Then Manhattan. Yep. Terminal 7 over there.
Very emotional about it, and I understand. Having worn the U.S. Army uniform, my sense of patriotism was heightened. Think about those people.
You're cleaning. You're kidding me. You're kidding me, cleaning middle of the highway. What's up?
And those who treat us and take care of us, whether it's the DOJ or the
JFK. Back to Manhattan.
The lawyers who represent had to do a better job.
Construction,
They all have to
construction.
evolve. We're dying to
Stay in lane.
heroes and survivors. Those who work
Stay in your lane.
Manhattan, they're entitled to everything 9/11 did. John, do you worry, as I do, as somebody who was
Manhattan.
here? I witnessed it from my apartment down here in the West Village. Do you worry, though, John, that there's a new generation of kids coming up who, for them, it's just totally irrelevant. They don't even think about it. They don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I think if you lost your parents when you were 8 years old, you would remember the day they died. You remember the holiday.
Remember the time.
I think Americans have so much crap on their plate that where 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 15 years ago, it might have been more prevalent. But we're 23 years removed. Then let's not kid ourselves. How long have you been married? 23 years. Nobody cares. Yeah, how long has it been since 9/11? 23 years. Oh, okay. But on the 25-year anniversary, they're going to blow it up. They're going to make it like it was yesterday. And the 9/11 community, it's 9/11 every day.
Let's take I-678 north Atlantic Expressway.
Community, let's go get coffee.
Mentally,
Let's go get
physically,
coffee.
emotionally, however you want to
In
describe it, look
1.5
at it.
miles.
It's been rough
Take exit
on a
1A,
fraternity
New
zero
York
we provide.
878 East, Nassau Expressway.
John Seal of the Feel Good Foundation, you've been doing great work, and we will support you to the end. Thank you. Thanks, John. Keep up the great work.
7-Eleven, couple
Thank
of
you. Thank you, Mike.
recommend.
Up next, well, I don't know what to say, Len. I mean, we ever talk about 9/11 because we were there, you lived it, I lived it, and
I'm Bertie Butter with your WO there on the northbound Van West on Main Street, left lane remains blocked, and that's about a 60-minute delay back from the Bell Parkway. There's also collision southbound Van West by Linden Boulevard. That's in the process of being cleared away.
Better believe
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you love, it's flexibility, great pay, top.
Better believe it.
Thursday, more sun, near 80. Friday, sunshine, low 80. The weekend.
30% of time. May telecommute. Send resumes to Daiichi Sankyo Incorporated. Attention S.King, 211 Mount Airy Road, Basking Ridge, New Jersey, 07920. Must reference job 20405.55. Again, Daiichi Sankyo Incorporated seeks a senior director strategic GMP QA operations in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Requires domestic and international travel approximately 30% of time. May telecommute. Send resumes to Daiichi Sankyo Incorporated. Attention S.King, 211 Mount Airy Road, Basking Ridge, New Jersey, 07920. Must reference job 20405.55.
For more info about contact on WOR, go to 710WOR.com/move.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, if a family member or a friend asks you for financial advice or where to go for tax help, well, would you send them somewhere with hundreds and hundreds of complaints? Of course not. That's why for years you've heard me say if you do owe back taxes, if you didn't file returns in years gone by, or if you are a business owner and you're behind on your payroll taxes, you need to call my friends at Rush Tax Resolution today. Now, hiring the wrong company can make the situation a lot worse and put you, your family, and or your company in jeopardy. There are a lot of imposters out there, but Rush Tax Resolution, they are the only tax relief firm I trust and recommend. They are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They have protected so many of my listeners from tax disasters and saved them a ton of money. Call Rush Tax now for a free IRS transcript investigation, and they'll tell you upfront and for free if they can help you. They will only take your case if they know they can help you, period. 855-IRS-CALL, 855-IRS-CALL, RushTaxResolution.com.
Everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. If you've ever wanted to know about Champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising,
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in, or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. And now I'm sure you're probably hearing a lot about why refi. In fact, you've probably heard my good friend Larry Elder talking about them. Or maybe you've seen commercials on the Fox News channel. So what's going on? How is it that investors all over the country are earning a fixed rate of return of up to 10.25%, and they don't care what happens with the stock market or the Fed? Well, let's start with the fact. It is true that there is no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back. Yes, it is true. You are in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. And yes, it's true, there's absolutely no fee at all. This is a secure, collateralized portfolio, and you'll get monthly statements, no surprises. Give them a call, do your due diligence, 877-INVEST. Go to investwhyrefi.com. That's investwhy. Sean Hannity sent you.
WOR, WASQ-HDQ, New York, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart radio app for all your music, sports, talk, and podcasts. Free. Never sounded so good.
The free iHeart Radio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story.
Yep. Yeah, delivery. Delivery. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. And I'll be back. See you soon. Nice car, huh? You keep it nice, clean and shiny. I try. Look like a mega hat. Are you a mega hat? Just look like from far away. I
go get a cup of coffee. You don't mind? I go get a cup of coffee. and my coffee, and I'm ready to go. Ready to go kick some ass. The window is open. I know window is open. Yep. It's not China. Okay, touched.
trying to get right now. They're trying to get, so now they're back to normal.
moderators, there was Madam Vice President. The 2025 budget had no connection to Donald Trump, nothing to do with him ever disputed. They would have fact-checked her. This went on all night in the park. Now, he did hit her with some big shots. Even if you didn't think he won, he drilled into everybody's head a few things. The migrants, the crime, the out-of-control border, what it's doing to cities, crime, what it's doing to the economy, that drilled into everybody's head watching that. And that other thing that drilled into their heads, and especially with his closing statement, if she was really going to do any of this stuff, she would have done it. She's been in office 3.5 years. If she was going to do this stuff, if she was even capable of getting it done, it would have already been done. That got drilled into their head. It's things like that that might have them suddenly calling for a second debate. Now, Trump looked, well, let's try the beginning. This was a good moment for Trump. If you watch the fake news of Tony, it made Harris look great. When they both walked out, they didn't know the handshake, and Harris walked all the way over to Trump and said, "I'm Kamala Harris," and shook his hand. And everybody said, "Wow, that makes her look bigger than him. That makes her look like the winner." Every fake news Joe Scarborough said it was actually the opposite. It made her look like the inferior, the lesser person. Because when he introduced himself as the lesser one, obviously, if you walked over to Taylor Swift, you're the one that has to say who you are. "Hi, I'm so-and-so. Oh, nice to meet you." She doesn't walk over and say, "Hello, I'm Taylor Swift." So if you're the one that has to introduce yourself, it makes you look like the lesser one. And what did that mean? Why would you walk over and say that? He just spent weeks preparing for a debate with you. You walk over and say, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris." You think he wouldn't know who you are? So it was a weird moment for her. A lot of people are praising those moments where he was talking, saying all these bad things about her, and she turned and looked at him, she laughed, and at one point she put her hand under her chin. And everybody, the morning show said, "Oh, look at that, that's a powerful." Well, if you talk to body language experts, that putting your hand on...
Hello?
Hi, good morning. This is Johanna calling you back from Miss Center Street. How are you?
Where are you from?
The dental office. Do you have an appointment?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to pick up the baby, this time, 4 o'clock. So we want to schedule to 5 or 5:30.
We don't have those time slots. The latest I have is 4:30.
Okay, so we're going to cancel it for now until we find out what to do.
Okay.
Good,
Give us
thank
a
you.
call back.
Good day, thank
All
you.
right.
מה קורה?
אתה יודע, מה צריך היום?
כן, 9/11. 9/11.
9/11. אתה לא הולך לסרמוני?
סגרו את הבטרי טאנל עד שעה 11.
כן.
זה קטעים אתמול התייחרתי לבוא לבית, כי באתי מ-JFK, הגעתי לבית ב8. מה הילדה מתקשרת אליי מהשעון שלה, מה היא אומרת לי? You're not allowed to be late. Late fee $20. מאיפה היא למדה את המילים האלה? אני הייתי המום, מה אמא שלך מלמדת לך? בכלל האישה בחדר השני. לא, היא לא יודעת אותה. Late fee $20. What are you talking about late? You're not allowed to be late. שמתי את התיק שלי רגע על הכיסא שלה. $5. What $5? What are you talking about? $5 rental chair. הולכת להיות ביזנס וומן הילדה. דיברת עם אריאל, ורדה, הם לא מתקשרים אליך? אריאל, ורדה. הם לא מתקשרים אליך, חסמת אותם? אותה במקום כל הזמן. אני מעמיד אותה במקום כל הזמן. לקחו עורך דין, מה העורך דין שלהם אומר להם? בקשר לאליהו הליה, קביל הכתובת של התעודת זהות שלו. מה קביל בזה בכלל? אם יש כתובת, כתובת של העזרא הסופר או טור מלכה בכלל. מה קביל בזה? רגע, שיחה נכנסת לי. לא. But we pick it up 5 o'clock and take 20 minutes to come to your office. 10, 20 minutes.
Okay, so then I'll forget it. All right. Just tell me when you
Just wait a second on the line. Let me check with, just wait a second on the line. Let me check with the wife. Maybe we can pick it up 4:30, you know? Just 1 second. For today, yeah? Just 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Hello? Okay, 5 o'clock is okay. We're gonna see you 5 o'clock. Okay, that's you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Al toro, fascinante. Fascinante. Answering the phone, I tried to call you. The dentist was on the line, and she changed the time to 5 o'clock. So if we pick up at 4:30, you can go to the dentist. We be the, what time are we picking her up? 4:30? Okay, so that's good. So we will pick her up today 4:30 and go to the dentist. Okay, I'll pick you up first. Okay, talk to you later. Leave one of the phone on. You never answering the phone. Yeah, but the ring, put the ring volume. I called before and dentist was on the line. It is? Okay. Okay, talk to you later. איפה אתה במשרד? איפה אתה במשרד? למה אתה לא הולך לבדוק את הקפיטל 1 קפה? יש להם סניפים ביוניון סקוואר, 14 בברודווי. יוניון סקוואר, אתה כל יום שם. קפיטל 1 קפה. עוד הפעם, נסביר לו לאט לאט, תלך תראה מה זה, זה כיסאות, וי-פיי. אני אומר לך, תבדוק דברים חדשים. יש אחד ב-34 והשישי. זה קפיטל 1 בנק סלאש קפה. ב-34 והשישית. והשני... אתה כבר תראה, זה היה פעם שם ויקטוריה סיקרט. תגיד כמו אילן עימנו. נכון. לא סקן, 6 אבן. לא סקן, יחמר, 6 אבן. והשני 14 וברודווי. יוניון סקוור. וכל יום שם בשני המקומות האלה, איך אתה לא רואה את זה? מסתכל על הבחורות, זה הבעיה. לא מסתכל על הבנקים, מסתכל על הבחורות. כן, זה כמו הקוראים האלה. כמו האלה של עכשיו. כן, בדיוק כמו סבא, כדי החליפו את השם לסבא. יש לזה אותו חברה, רק החליפו את השם. אבל רק החליפו את השם. ראית את הדבייט? מי מבסוטה? סתם. שיקרה 25 פעם, שקרים. שיקרה 25 פעם, והמודרטור לא מעמידים אותה במקום, וכל מה שטראמפ אומר מעמידים אותו במקום. היא לא רוצה שתחמיל לאף אחד, היא לא רוצה שתחמיל לאף אחד, היא לא רוצה שחשוב בחורה בטלפון, היא משתלטת עליך. שישבו לך על הרגליים, תביא להם שעות טובה. כמו יוסי שלנו. What's up, Miguel? גבריאלה ודניאלה? מה עם גבריאלה ודניאלה? תציץ להם. מעניין מה זה ה-AI של האייפון, האייפון החדש. ה-AI של האייפון החדש. צריך להתקשר לאמזון, דבר לך אחר כך. להתראות, דבר אחר כך.
Jeff?
Well, thanks. I think Donald was a couple.
Jeff, calls back. Your phone keeps cutting out. Let's go to Bob in New Rochelle. Bob, how you doing?
Mark, do you think she had the questions? Because for a woman who can't answer a simple question every single day, she was smooth.
Well, I know they had 15 possibilities. They rehearsed and wrote written answers, and she memorized them. It wouldn't have been hard to anticipate the questions. I think it might be the other way around. It's not that ABC gave her the questions. It might be that she gave ABC the questions. You know, you wouldn't ask about January 6th. That's 4 years ago. It doesn't mean anything. There were so many questions about things in the past that are just trivia to voters. You know, Trump said, is she black? Is she Indian? Nobody's voting on that issue. And they left out the questions you'd want to ask. Ask about her tax policy. Ask about her foreign policy. They never asked about it. Let's go to Vincent in Brooklyn. Vincent, what do you think?
What do I think? Given the fact that I heard it on radio, I didn't want to lose my dinner if I watched Kamala Harris. I thought Donald Trump...
You were listening on the radio? What were you mistaken?
I had the radio near my table, and every time...
on the bridge doing something?
Well, let's not get into that. But anyway, I was listening to it on the radio, and every time Kamala Harris spoke, I actually turned the radio down, because I knew all she was going to do. She wasn't going to fess up. She wasn't going to own up to the Biden-Harris administration's failures. She learned her lies well. And given the fact that I thought that Donald Trump was debating 3 people. They kept on giving him follow-ups when Kamala Harris would lie and fudge. They didn't follow up with any serious questions. I thought Donald Trump did very well. He defended his positions. He made his bullet points like Ronald Reagan kept doing. He kept on circling back. I don't mean like Jen Psaki, circling back to the 3 key points about the Harris administration. I thought he did very well. Sure, maybe on TV you saw something different. It's kind of the way the Kennedy-Nixon debate. The people who listened to it on radio thought Nixon won, and the people who watched it on TV thought that Kennedy won.
Very good point.
I thought he did, and anybody who thought that Kamala Harris was going to...
Hey now.
I'm asking where you my watch.
You have to wait. I mean, have both open and wait and
It's
see.
both open.
Yeah, but the watch take longer time. Don't pick up like after 2-3 ring and then it's gonna go to the watch. Wanna try again?
Again. Okay. Hello.
Which one you answer?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Again.
You answering for the phone?
Okay, it's working now.
Okay, now you try to call me and I try to answer from my watch. Let's see.
Okay.
Mary Jane, or 3 others.
Hello. Yeah, I answer from my phone. But I don't think I can call you from my phone. I need to do a test. Okay, let me do a test. Ask Siri to call you. See if I can call from my phone. Okay. I'm gonna hang up. Hey Siri, call Mary Jane.
Calling Mary Jane.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I asked the phone to call you. It's call you, but he didn't let me talk to you from the watch. It's transferred to the
Okay.
to the phone. But maybe I need to call him, but I don't want to see because maybe I don't have cellular. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what?
Alright.
So 4 o'clock I pick you up.
Okay.
Go pick up the package and we go to the dentist. Well, why are we going to dentist? Just regular checkup?
I don't know. You're the one who...
They're the one that scheduled it for today. I think it's follow-up. Follow-up.
Okay.
I want to make sure that her tooth will grow, straight, that they don't have your problem. When they're young, they put something to make sure the tooth go straight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what we're talking. Okay.
Okay.
Later.
Besides, I tried every other remedy imaginable. If only I'd gone to them first.
Get back in the game with Theory Medical Hair Restoration. 100 million hair grafts successfully transplanted. TheoryMedical.com.
Hello, I'm Kate Levy. When I was just 10 years old, I lost my father, Joe, in the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center. He was a lieutenant in the New York City Fire Department. For 9/11 this year, now a National Day of Service, I'll be doing what my dad loved to do, helping others in need. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Hey, if you heat your home with oil, you gotta hear this. Low-price home heating oil, now available to WOR listeners at a fixed price, can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. So if you think you're paying too much to heat your home, pick up the phone, dial pound 250, say the keywords heating oil right now, and see how much you can save on heating oil. Sloman's Home Heating Oil Service Center. Staff 24/7, mechanics available 24/7. Make sure you're never left out in the cold. Dial pound 250. Say the keywords heating oil. Pound 250 and say heating oil. It's now for WOR listeners that are paying too much. You can save yourself a lot of money. And the home heating oil hotline is on right now to see how much you can save on home heating costs. So don't wait. Call right now. Number, you get the best service 24/7. Dial pound 250 and say the keywords heating oil. Dial pound 250. Say the keywords heating oil.
Did you ever indulge on your summer vacation? You can lose those extra pounds quickly with the help of NJ Diet. It will only take you 40 days to lose the contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds. No hormones, no prepackaged meals, and best of all, no shots. Call Dr. T, 855-5-NJ-DIET, or go to njdiet.com. 40 days up to 40 pounds. 40 days up to 40 pounds. njdiet.com. Call Dr. T at 855-5-NJ-DIET, or go to njdiet.com today.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about campaign, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising,
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in, or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
WOR is always as close as your nearest smart speaker. The Pulse Play 710 WOR on iHeartRadio.
Hey, El Dorado. Larry Older here. By now, you're probably hearing a lot about why refi. You may also have seen my commercials on Newsmax or on Fox News. So what's going on? How is it that investors all over the country are earning a fixed rate of return of 10.25% and they don't care what happens with the stock market or the Fed? Well, let's start with the facts. It's true. There is no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back. And yes, it's true. You're in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. And yes, it's true. There are absolutely no fees. This is a secure, collateralized portfolio. That's why I invest my own money with YRefi. Just call 877-80-INVEST. That's 877-80-INVEST. Or log on to investyrrefi.com. That's invest, the letter Y, then REFY.com. And make sure to tell them that Larry Elder sent you.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders. This first One Hit Wonders, and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
17 WOR's Mark Simone.
Well, Howie Carr, one of the great talk and all of his books. You get everything at HowieCarrShow.com. HowieCarrShow.com. Here's the show, the podcast, the new book, everything is there. Howie Carr, how you doing?
Very good. I just have been compiling a list of lies by Kamala Harris last night that somehow were overlooked by the moderators.
Look, 2025 project, Charlottesville, all that stuff.
Right. Shutting down fracking, she never said that. She said that he advocated a bloodbath for both sides. Very fine people lie. 6 cops dead on January 6th. She didn't set up try to get people to donate to the thug fund for rioters in Minnesota. Autocrats prefer Trump, although she's got the endorsement of Putin. She's not in favor of gun confiscation, but she is in favor of mandatory buybacks. Trump is to blame for Afghanistan. She doesn't believe in defunding cops, just reimagining and redirecting resources. She does not support Medicaid for all. He would sign a national abortion ban. I mean, he never even said anything near that. He would implement a national sales tax. He never said anything near that. She said all the tax cuts have gone to billionaires. 91% of the American people got tax cuts in 2017. No U.S. combat troops in combat zones, although 3 or 4 have been killed this year alone. But they're not in combat zones, I guess. In vitro fertilization. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And they didn't say a word about it.
Hey, there's another one. You know, we're talking about trying to stop the Ukraine invasion, Russia, her negotiating. Then the moderator said, "Did you ever meet Putin?" No. But she did go over there to meet with him, and he didn't come to the meeting. Instead, he sent his top people. She met with them. So that was a bit of a lie.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. It made Candy Crowley look like Edward R. Murrow. Yeah.
How much damage do you think ABC News did to itself?
I think they were never really much. I mean, going back to they had a big story back in the 80s. I wrote about it in Kennedy Babylon. About the death of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
They had the mayor of L.A. and all these people saying that Marilyn Monroe was murdered or at least allowed to die. And they just cut they cut the thing out. That's why Hugh Downs left ABC. That's why Geraldo Rivera left ABC News. They were basically run out. So this is the way they've always been, But I mean, this is the worst yet. I mean, it's Candy Crowley never recovered. I don't think they recover. But the thing is, does it really matter? I mean, who watches ABC News? I mean, people kind of remember David Vera from back in the days before everybody had left watching the nightly newscasts on the networks. But did anyone ever hear of this woman Lindsay, whatever her name is, before last night? I never did.
Now Trump hit her with some real body blows, but overall, I think it was a bad Trump performance. He looked frazzled, tired. It wasn't the good debating Trump, was it?
No, I thought it was going to be okay, but I saw him coming off the plane yesterday afternoon. He was kind of scowling. And I don't know. He doesn't look like he's in a real good mood. Sometimes I think you're better off if I know he doesn't take any kind of drugs, but sometimes you can take a tranquilizer and you can just, like when you go through an airport and you're going to be hassled and people are going to be poking you, screaming at you. You just, if you have like a little bit of a tranquilizer, you can just get through it. And, he was getting, she was poking at him at the size of the crowds. I mean, that's just childish stuff. But, he takes it really personally. I like when he said that they tossed Biden out like a dog. He's got so many great Biden lines. He's going to come up with some Kamala lines to match the Biden lines that he uses.
Now, some people are worried, well, this is a bad night, but it's exactly the same as 1984. Reagan had a bad night, and same thing in the first debate. He looked tired, frazzled, and it turned out he was over-prepared by these consultants. They restricted him with too many things. You think that's what happened here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a big deal because there were people they were doing like focus groups. They're saying she didn't really say anything. And then too, like, Mark, can we get a fact check on whether she's really done on it?
I believe that about as much as she worked at McDonald's. And she came out of the middle class, the struggling middle class, and then I asked her about all these flip flops, and she talks about how she had a friend that was attacked, sexually assaulted by her stepfather. I mean, what is all this stuff? I mean, she's just trying to press all these buttons. And the second question is about abortion. Is abortion really the cutting edge issue? But I mean, like Trump, you're right about why did he have to bring in dogs and cats? I mean, they have the 911 audio now of the guy calling up and saying he's seen the illegal aliens, with the geese in their, or the geese, the ducks in their hands. I mean, just stick with the fowl, F-O-W-L-P. Don't worry about the cats and the dogs. We'll find out about them later on. It's I don't know. He'll be back. He'll be back in form. I think. I don't think. Things move so fast these days. If you're watching all the morning shows, if you're watching all the there's just a blowout. She mopped the floor with him. So what you're saying is, to the average viewers, they didn't see that.
No, I mean, I look at the, I look at the way the newspapers cover it sometimes. And I'm just looking at the Wall Street Journal headline. Trump and Harris clash in debate on abortion, economy, migration. So if they clash in the debate, that means there was no knockout punch, right? If the Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch could have said Trump was floored, they would have run that headline, but they can't, right? It was maybe she wins on points because let's face it, Mark, 3-on-1 is never that fun, And he's been through this before, but he just forgot the lessons of all the other debates he's been in. I think, or neglected them.
The fact that she's now calling for a second debate means they saw some problems. Her team saw problems.
Right. I think someone mentioned that. I think it was Larry mentioned that last night. If they thought it was such a knockout punch, they wouldn't be pushing to have another debate. But the thing is, I mean, there's no way he should agree to any other debate unless it's on Fox. And again, Fox would be slandered against it too. At least Fox would be somewhat fair. There's no way he should be on one of those alphabet networks again. They're just not. They're just totally in the satchel. That guy David Muir, he's worse than Stephanopoulos would have been, or Jonathan Karl, the guy who Jonathan Karl, his favorite verb on Sunday was moderate. Kamala Harris moderating. And then Bernie Sanders, yes, you're right. She's become pragmatic. What do they say about what they say when a Republican does that? I believe the word is flip.
Well, Howie Carr, great stuff. Hey, people should get your books. Great books about the Kennedys, about all sorts of stuff. I love the book Paperboy, which is about your life in the media, politics. And tell us about the latest book.
Yeah, You Understand American. I took all the transcripts from the mafia bugs in Boston in the 1980s and just turned them into poetry, like Phil Rizzuto, the whole Holy Cow book. And it's really fun. I sent you a copy, and I think it's really funny stuff. You should be getting it in the next day or so. It's easy reading, and it tells the story, but in I think a humorous fashion. And it's now, you can now get the book on Amazon.com. It's finally up. Or HowieCarShow.com and click on store. Or you can just go to Amazon.com and type in Howie Carr. You Understand America. Question like that. Jerry's referred questions to all of his wayward mob soldiers. You Understand American. Another one of his great quotes, Mark, I don't need tough guys. I need intelligent tough guys.
Well, it's a great...
Who hasn't thought that?
Yeah. But get it to Amazon. And go to HowieCarShow.com and hear his podcast, his show, everything at HowieCarShow.com. Howie Carr, thanks for being here.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. Bye-bye.
4 or 5 months ago, every Democrat thought Kamala Harris was so bad, so weak, so goofy, they had to throw her off the ticket. They were going to watch this video. It's Pelosi, all the top Democrats. Everybody, you have to get her off the ticket. Yeah, we'll get to Andrew Cuomo in the next hour, but watch this video. This guy is so bad at government and so bad at handling the pandemic. Watch this one. I bet you forgot this. He was going to ban the vaccine from New York State. Why don't you explain why we might have to ban the vaccine from New York State? This is all up on the webpage. Go to 710WOR.com/Mark. 710WOR.com/Mark.
WOR has your chance to see Brooklyn's own Barry Manilow during his Radio City Music Hall residency. Listen to Len and Michael tomorrow morning at 8:25, and you could win.
Hey, the great Tom Selleck joined Ted Danson. It's a great podcast. Tom Selleck tells some great stories about his life, his career. You don't want to miss this. The podcast is called Where Everybody Knows Your Name, and you'll find it on the free iHeart app.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology.
Into capsules.
Hey, you tried to call me, I hung up by mistake.
Yeah, just, playing with the watch.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to La Guardia, maybe I'll catch a fish in La Guardia.
Okay.
No luck in JFK. See you soon. See you later. Catch a fish, a big fish. A big fish in La Guardia. Fish going to Times Square.
iHeart Radio Station. Listen on the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, sports, talk, and podcasts. Free. Never sounded so good.
Prostate cancer surgery elsewhere deforms, leaks, impairs, shortens the penis. Why so many men seek Dr. Lederman's prostate outpatient treatment. High success with no radical. Thousands treated over decades. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. Opportunity for Broadway for prostate cancer. Meet Dr. Lederman. Call Dr. Lederman, 212 choices, 212 choices.
Mr. New York.
I can't get enough of Mark Simone.
710 WOR.
Hey, another beautiful day, beautiful summer weather all this week. It's we got Next week, not so bad. Anyway, we'll get to
Terminal
next hour. Howard Carr had a great point.
Terminal
But if you read the New York Times, it talks about how Harris just mopped the floor with experts as Donald Trump was beaten to a pulp. But never go by the fake New York Times or the Washington Post. Two totally fake, corrupt newspapers. Best thing to do is what she said he did. We'll do it till when we come back. If you look at every newspaper cover all over America, all the American newspapers, what are their headlines? It tells a different story. We'll get to that in the next hour. We'll go over the debate. We'll go over some more points that happen. Hey, we'll also get to Andrew Cuomo, this awful governor who did so much damage to New York, and the worst thing, well, killing 15,000 of our senior citizens with the dumbest decision in the history of politics. Well, it's a tie with Afghanistan, but we'll get to Cuomo in the next hour. It's also 9/11. Hey, Joe Biden spent the night in New York last night. Even went out to dinner. We'll get to all of that coming up in the next hour. And then Trump second, Clay Travis. Great show at noon. Sean Hannity, listen to a radio show in America. He was at the debate last night. Jesse Kelly at 6, John Batchelor at 9. I'm here every day 10 to noon. Back after the news on 710 WOO.
On the anniversary of 9/11, New York and America remember those we lost, and we honor those who keep us safe. We are the voice of New York. 710 WOR.
An iHeart radio station.
Drink water, Tanikadin, drink water.
Good morning, I'm Larry Menti. Today, we're once again remembering the victims of the 9/11 attacks. There were the moments of silence and the reading of names at the World Trade Center site as we mark 23 years since the attacks. Family members of those killed have gathered to remember their loved ones.
Family members and friends of 9/11 victims, along with survivors, gather outside the memorial where the towers once stood, now in their place reflection pool.
Solace, tranquility, and remembrance. It's a gravesite for us.
My cousin Ruben, he's still here. This is his cemetery. So I come to the South Tower reflecting pool. His name's there.
The World Trade Center is barricaded off only to family for most of the day, but that doesn't stop crowds of people gathering at the plaza of the nearby Oculus, where flags are at half-staff as a way to pay their respects. Natalie Migliori, WOR News.
There are also ceremonies at the Pentagon and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And as always, correspondent Aaron Katersky says, the event in Lower Manhattan has attracted many dignitaries.
President Biden, Harris, Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance are all here to mark 23 years since the September 11th attacks. And it makes the ceremony a temporary focal point of the campaign, but it is meant to be free of politics. There are no speeches, only the solemn recitation of names interrupted by the tolling of a bell.
That follows the debate between Trump and Harris last night in Philadelphia, where things got contentious, and it may be the only time we see them on the stage together.
The former president had been urging more debates, but after last night, he tells Fox News he's now having second thoughts.
I am not inclined to do it because I won the debate by a lot, but I think we let it settle in and let's see what happens.
The Harris campaign, which had previously indicated it wouldn't agree to another forum with Trump, now says the vice president is ready for a second face-off. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
A big shakeup could be coming to the NYPD. A source tells WOR News that several top police officials could step down by the end of the week. Police Commissioner Caban and others had their devices seized last week as part of a federal investigation. And the latest report on inflation was better than expected.
The Consumer Price Index measures how much prices change, and today the Labor Department reporting August Consumer Price Index rose 2% and was up 2.5% over the last 12 months. That's just 0.1% below what was expected by analysts, and marks the first time since March 2021 that the one-year increase was below 3%. That's an indication that inflation continues to cool. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Well, investors don't seem to like the inflation numbers. The Dow right now is down 654 points because investors believe the better numbers may prevent the Fed from cutting the interest rates as much as they would like. The news is sponsored by NJ Diet. Lose up to 40 pounds in 40 days, contractually guaranteed. Visit njdiet.com. WOR news time is 11:04. Your WOR Weather Channel forecast is coming up next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. By now, I'm sure you're probably hearing a lot about why refi. In fact, you've probably heard my good friend Larry Elder talking about them. Or maybe you've seen commercials on the Fox News channel. So what's going on? How is it that investors all over the country are earning a fixed rate of return of up to 10.25%, and they don't care what happens with the stock market or the Fed? Well, let's start with the fact. It is true that there is no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back. Yes, it is true. You are in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. And yes, it's true. There's absolutely no fee at all. This is a secure, collateralized portfolio, and you'll get monthly statements, no surprises. Give them a call. Do your due diligence. 877-80-INVEST. 877-80-INVEST. Go to investyrefy.com. That's investY, letter REFY.com. Tell them Sean Hannity sent you.
Sunny days and fair nights in the forecast here through the weekend. Temperatures ranging anywhere between 80 and 85 for afternoon highs. Keeping sunshine in the forecast here this afternoon. 80 our high today. Clear tonight, 63. Sunny tomorrow, 81. 81 on Friday with abundant sunshine. Sunshine this hour, 74. Richard Wettick has the Weather Channel on 710 WOR.
This report is sponsored by the Empire State Building. See the best of what New York has to offer at the reimagined Empire State Building Observatory. Get an authentic New York experience with a brand new interactive museum and unmatched views from the heart of New York City. Tickets at EmpireStateBuilding.com/radio. Open daily. Reservations required.
It's 11:06, and that's our news. Your next update is at 11:30. Breaking news at once. I'm Larry Menti on 710 WOR, NBC News radio station.
It's Mark Simone
Mr. New York.
on 710 WOR.
Hey, we'll get to that creepy Andrew Cuomo. We'll get to the debate in just a second. It's 9/11. You know, if you look at the video that's coming out, you'll see it throughout the day. It's pretty interesting. The ceremony is being attended by people that don't normally show up, like Joe Biden last year. Remember Joe Biden? It was weird. He went to Alaska on 9/11. But it's an election year, so they all have to pretend that they're very concerned about this, so they all show up. They were all sitting together in a row. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michael Bloomberg, and Trump and J.D. Vance. Bloomberg separating them. And then also sitting next to all of them, Chuck Schumer, Christine Gillibrand. So it's and there was a moment, you can see it in the video, where Trump and Harris walk over to each other, shake hands, and not only are shaking hands, but Trump, as they're shaking hands, puts his other hand on top of her hand. Very friendly gesture. And they're talking for about 30 seconds. We don't know what they said, but it looked very, very cordial. Reading the names, the ceremony today. Very solemn occasion. You know, Biden was here yesterday. I was on Larry Kudlow's show, so I left there about 5. And as I'm leaving, the cops, the police, are putting barricades all over 6th Avenue, all the way up to Central Park. They were barricading up 6th Avenue. Nobody quite knew why. And it turned out it was for Joe Biden. He was going to be here for this ceremony today, but he decided to come to New York yesterday and stay at the Essex House on Central Park South. So barricades were everywhere. They closed up the streets around the Essex House, which is now called the J.W. Marriott. But he spent the night there. He was going to watch the debate in the hotel in New York last night. But before the debate, he decided to go to dinner, to go out to a restaurant. Who is it? Is it his granddaughter? Somebody's in New York, a relative. I guess it must be his granddaughter going to school in New York. So he decided to go to dinner with her. And they decided to go to Campagnola, which is a famous Italian restaurant, Upper East Side, 1st Avenue and 73rd, I think. There's a whole little circuit of Italian restaurants. You know, Upper East Side that everybody loves. There's Ely, there's Nicola's, Promotional, Campagnola. Nicola's is the best one. I mean, food-wise, everywhere is best crowd. Nicola's, that's the winning one. But it's Joe Biden. He didn't know any better. He's going to Campagnola with the... it's also strange. This caused a traffic nightmare, because that means he has to leave 59th Street by Central Park, Essex House, and go all the way over to the Upper East Side, 73. And all the people that lost money, the bodega that lost money, it was horrible. And you gotta wonder why he would do this to people. Well, he wanted to do his granddaughters. Well, right in the Essex House, the hotel where he's staying on the first floor in the lobby, they've just opened a phenomenal... If you're watching all the Morning Joe, George Stephanopoulos, all the corrupt Beltway, New York, fancy fake media, all they tell you is Harris wiped him out. It was a disaster for Trump. If you pick up the New York Times, it was a disaster. All our 12 experts allege it was a disaster for Trump. Well, forget these Northeastern elitists. Let's go around the country. I have every newspaper front page in America in front of me here. Let's see, the Decatur Daily, not on the front page. The Fairbanks Daily News Miner, it's not on the front page. The Arkansas Democrat, but listen to the headlines from around the country. This is real America. This is normal, real America. Arkansas Democrat headline, hopefuls spar in first-time fray. Right. Now, if you read all these headlines, there's nothing about slaughter or Trump getting wiped out. Here's the Mercury News from, what city is this? California. Candidates try for upper hand. The Gazette, Colorado. Harris Trump wage fiery debate. Here's the Connecticut newspaper. Harris and Trump detail starkly different visions. So there's nothing here about anybody getting wiped out in the debate. You go around the whole country, and basically that's all you see. Fiery debate, candidates clash. Nothing about anybody getting... Here's the Hawaii newspaper. High-stakes face-off. Harris puts Trump on the defensive. Okay, but that's the worst Trump gets. Kokomo, Indiana. Harris and Trump face-off. Debate includes clash between candidates. Here's the Idaho newspaper. Harris-Trump spar at debate. So you can go through these. You can go through all 50 states. There's nothing in the newspapers about Trump getting wiped out. Here's the Boston Globe, which is like the New York Times, a real Trump-hating news. Harris and Trump battle for an edge. Here's the Detroit News. Harris and Trump tout sharply different visions for the nation. So anyway, around America, there's nothing about Trump getting wiped out. I thought it was a bad night for him. He didn't look himself. He looked tired, frazzled. He wasn't the charming, commanding Donald Trump he could be in some debates. So it wasn't a good performance. But remember, I can't repeat this enough, 1984, the greatest debater of all, Ronald Reagan, lost the first debate. He was tired, he was frazzled, he didn't look like himself. He lost the first debate. And it didn't mean a damn thing. He won the election in the biggest landslide ever. There was a second debate. Reagan came back in the second debate and just destroyed Montiel. Same thing will happen here. Now, the Harris camp has seen something bad for her in last night's debate. If you're watching all the fake news moderators, why Harris mopped the floor with him, wiped them out. Well, they didn't see that. In their own focus groups, polling, whatever the hell they're doing, they saw he hit her with some devastating shots. Most likely it's stuff about, if you were going to do all this stuff, why didn't you do it in the last 3.5 years? Not done any of this. You've been there 3 years, you didn't get any of this done. And then the other stuff about Trump just hammering the border, the migrants destroying everything. So that's probably what they said. The Harris camp is asking for a second debate. The Taylor Swift endorsement doesn't mean a damn thing. If you're number one with the 14-year-old girls, they don't vote. So even 20-year-old, you know, one thing about people in their 20s, they don't vote. Their voting percentage is like 1%. And endorsements don't mean a thing. It's like newspaper endorsements. You remember Hillary versus Trump, Hillary got 99.9% of all the newspaper endorsements in America. And it doesn't mean a damn thing. If you check newspaper endorsements, their track record is pretty bad. So the moderators, I think ABC News did a lot of damage to themselves. They were so corrupt. The moderators fact-checking Trump. In the first part of the debate, they fact-checked him 5 times. Harris told 1 million, not, but a couple dozen major lies. They never said a word. They never fact-checked her. A couple of times she put him in his 2025 project. A moderator didn't jump in and say, wait a minute, he has no connection to this 2025 project. He has nothing to do with it. He's never seen it. There's no connection in it. They didn't fact-check. You know, when she said, he said if he loses the election, it'll be a bloodbath in America. That's not what he said. It was a speech about that we're going to put in some electrical vehicle mandate that would close a plant in Detroit and move it to Mexico. And in that speech to auto workers, he said, if they do this kind of stuff, it's going to be a bloodbath for you guys with your jobs. He meant if they keep pushing this electric stuff the way they're pushing it, you're going to lose your jobs. They'll all go to Mexico where the electric stuff is made. So, a lot of lies. Most likely will be a second debate. That'll be good for Trump. Now remember, voters. We talk to average voters. Tomorrow we'll take a look. We'll get the greatest pollster in the world on tomorrow. You got to wait 2 days before it sinks in. I think you'll find tomorrow that it wasn't the blowout, and for the average voter, although Trump had a bad night, he wasn't what he could have been. He could have whacked her out, he didn't. It wasn't so bad, so don't worry. But there's just a lot of missed opportunities. Like when she said, I was never against fracking. A lot of stuff he could have pointed out. He goes, wait a minute, when you were in California, the Attorney General, you sued Obama to ban, you wanted to ban fracking from California. You've got a history of this. So that kind of stuff he missed. Now, it's a bad night for Trump, which means he's in trouble a little. He's in trouble. But also remember, when Trump's in trouble, that's when he does his best work. That's when he comes to life. He's like, remember Reggie Jackson? He only did his best work when he was behind in the count, when it was 3-2, or the pitcher threw at his head and knocked him down in the dirt. That's when he rose up and did a home run. So watch for that to happen. A creepy, weird Andrew Cuomo had to testify yesterday under oath. Now remember, Cuomo did so much damage to New York. So much damage as governor. Remember, he's the guy that signed this no bail, no jail, causing the biggest crime wave we've ever had. And remember when Cuomo signed the no bail, no jail? He held press conferences and said, this is much needed reform, this is going to fix everything. It was a disaster. He's the guy that came up with congestion pricing and pushed it through and got it done. You remember when he wanted to block ICE, the immigration officers? He was going to ban them from New York. He was going to sue ICE. Remember when he closed Indian Point? Dumbest thing he could have done. He closed Indian Point. That's 25% of our energy. That's why your electric bill went way up, thanks to Andrew Cuomo. He got rid of 25% of our energy. He tried to ban the vaccine from New York. He's the guy that picked Kathy Hochul and said, she's great, you'll love her. It goes on and on. He raised taxes like crazy. So many people moved out of New York because of Cuomo's policies. You remember there was a time, almost a year or two, where you could not get a moving van? He had so many people move out of New York that there was a shortage of moving vans for like a year. And he had so many people move out of New York. We lost so much population that because of Cuomo, we lost 4 congressional seats, thanks to him. And then, of course, the nursing homes. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. What kind of idiot? I don't care if you're 3 years old, in the middle of that pandemic with that virus, what kind of idiot would order the nursing homes to take in patients that just got diagnosed with the virus? They just were in a hospital, confirmed they got it. He orders the nursing homes to take them in. So he was on trial yesterday, basically. He was under oath. And he was good, like any crook who's good. Yelling and screaming and huffing and puffing about it's all Trump's fault and this is a MAGA commission and all that. But meantime, there have been so many studies and investigations. They really got him on all of this. So But here he is yesterday. Would he apologize?
First, to the families of the victims here today and across the country, I am sorry for your loss, and I believe you are owed an apology because this country should have done better.
Yeah, it's Trump's fault. It's all Trump's fault. Nobody else in the country. He keeps claiming that he was not the only one. And in other states, one of the things he kept claiming is other states, they put them in nursing homes. Yeah, for about 1 day, and then they realized how stupid that was, and they stopped. He never stopped. And his big claim is this was the CDC guidelines and the CDC. She said no, that were not a guideline. There was some part of the CDC stuff where it was permissible, but it was not suggested. It was not mandated. It was certainly not recommended. So just nonsense from Cuomo.
Trump's shocking allegations, all false, were designed to shift blame from him to Democrats. And they did. They also created great pain, confusion, and fear for families.
Yeah, that was most of his testimony, yelling and screaming about Trump. Because if anybody had to see it on the fake news, he would make it all about Trump. Meanwhile, I also remember this guy in the middle of all this, as he's killing senior citizens, 15,000. He's getting $5 million to write a book about what a great job he's doing.
Congresswoman, if there is a fact in what you said...
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. What dates did you negotiate for your book deal? That is the question before you today.
Your question that
No. The question that I asked...
Your testimony says, during that time, did you have any discussions with the executive chamber regarding the need for guidance?
That's not the testimony I'm referring to. Absolutely was the answer. Governor, absolutely. You're throwing your staff under the bus. You are culpable for this. My question to you is, when were you negotiating for your multi-million-dollar advance deal for your book as seniors were dying in nursing homes? That is the question in front of you.
So, yeah, there was a lot of dodging. Like any gangster on the stand wouldn't answer the question, kept dodging. This was at least Stefanik, who kept going after him.
This executive order was under your name. It was counter to CDC and CMS.
President Trump lied.
This is about those seniors, Governor. There is a reason why you were the former governor of New York State, and you will never hold elected office again.
Yeah, that's a big, that is a big problem. Besides the list I read you, all the horrible things he did to New York, there's enough stuff in yesterday's testimony that will be chopped up into TV commercials. If he ever tries to run for anything, they'll just run those commercials just for all that video. It was a horrible, horrible thing.
Absolutely. You're throwing your staff on the bus. You are culpable for this. My question to you is, when were you negotiating for your multi-million-dollar advance deal for your book?
The only thing he could point to in his defense, he kept claiming there was some Letitia James report that said he didn't do some of that stuff. But who the hell would believe Letitia James? Who on earth would ever take her opinion on anything? Anyway, we'll get back to the debate. We'll go over the debate coming up. We'll take some calls in a minute. 800-321.
Landing zone.
800-321-0710. Check out the website. Great stuff up there. Hey, take a look at this Cuomo clip. You forgot about this. He was going to ban the vaccine from New York State. If you ever heard anything so crazy, watch him explain why you might have to ban the vaccine. And also watch this. You forgot that every major Democrat thought Kamala Harris was so weak, so bad that they would have to throw her off the ticket if Biden needed to get reelected. Watch this video of them doing that. It's all up on the webpage. Go to 710WOR.com/Mark. 710WOR.com/Mark.
Mark Simone. You know what he thinks. Tell him what you think on 710-WOR. 800-321-0710. 800-321-0710. From Travis and Buck Sexton. The more time people spend with Kamala, the less they like her. I think there is panic setting in the Kamala Harris campaign. The Kamala catastrophe is coming. Trump is up against the Democrat machine. Can Trump beat the entire apparatus of the Democrat Party? Kamala Harris is effectively generic Democrat. Kamala is a horrible candidate. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. 3 hours, 2 guys, one amazing show. Weekdays at noon on 710 WOR.
Hey, the iHeartRadio Music Festival is back. It's September 20th, 21st, T-Mobile Arena. It's 2 nights. One big stage, amazing lineup. Coldplay's Chris Martin, Dua Lipa, The Weeknd, Camila Cabello, Gwen Stefani, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block. You can still get tickets at axs.com.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising,
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Hey, if you heat your home with oil, you gotta hear this. Low-price home heating oil, now available to WOR listeners at a fixed price. It can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. So if you think you're paying too much to heat your home, pick up the phone, dial pound 250, save on heating oil.
Landing zone, landing zone.
Service center, staff 24/7, mechanics available 24/7. Make sure you're never left out in the cold. Dial pound 250, say the keywords heating oil, pound 250, and say heating oil. It's now for WOR listeners. If you're paying too much, you can save yourself a lot of money. And the home heating oil hotline is on right now to see how much you can save on home heating costs. So don't wait. Call right now. Remember, you get the best service 24/7. Dial pound 250 and say the keywords heating oil. Dial pound 250 and say the keywords heating oil.
It's back to everything season on the Today Show.
It always feels so good to get back to it, back to all your people and the things you love to do. The new season.
Landing zone, landing zone. American Airlines, landing zone.
Everything to wake up for. It's back to school, back to business, back to the feeling that anything.
Today Show every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
iHeartRadio Broadway captures the pulse of New York City musical theater 24/7. Music from Broadway, past and present, backstage news and interviews. Tell your smart speaker to play iHeartRadio Broadway.
Don't wait, call 8. Landing zone, landing zone.
You know the 800 pain law guy. Have you been in an accident and your neck is now screaming 800 pain law? Did you slip and fall so hard your back is yelling 800 pain law? Has your foot been throbbing 800 pain law, 800 pain law over and over because of a worksite accident? Maybe your body's trying to tell you something. Listen to it. Because if you're in pain, you need law. 800 pain law. 233 Broadway, 94, New York, New York. The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free
landing zone, landing zone.
Right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. One-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember. And ones that make you say, from the free iHeartRadio app, search One-Hit Wonders and listen now, commercial free.
About innovative cancer treatment options often hidden elsewhere. Dr. Lederman discusses all options, what every doctor should do. Patients are amazed at Dr. Lederman's first in America radio surgery, Hidden Options. Non-invasive, outpatient, highly successful treatment where we attack the cancer. I'm Dr. Lederman, for your loved one with cancer treatment options that may have been hidden from you when most needed. For new or recurrent cancers, most anywhere in the body, even if prior chemo, surgery, or radiation didn't work or isn't wanted. Call Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices, 212 Choices, for appointment and free cancer treatment booklet DVD. 1384 Broadway at 38. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid, etc. Learn about hidden cancer treatment options. Hidden no more with Dr. Lederman. 2 and 2 choices. 2 and 2 choices.
The Mark Simone Show.
Mr. New York.
710 WOR.
Hey, let's take some calls. Let's see what people think. Let's go to Rick, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Rick, how you doing?
Okay, Mark. Trump missed 2 softball arguments last night. One was that Harris said the U.S. respects the sovereignty of Ukraine's border, yet she's okay with the violation of the U.S. border. It was an easy one for him to have, brought up. And the other thing that I really was annoyed with was that she accused Trump of objecting to the border bill for selfish reasons, yet Trump never brought up the actual content of that bill.
Yeah, that's a good point. He did miss a lot of opportunity. He was too dismissive. He was too... You got to explain things like a lawyer. You know, when she brought up that border bill, it was a fake bill, completely fake bill. Not only did it do nothing to fix the border, it made the current situation permanent. So he should have explained, he took the current situation, put it into law, made it permanent, so you have to allow 8,000 illegals a day, which is 2 million, which is what we have now. It also, with more border agents. Border agents are used there's more beds for detention centers. They haven't used a detention center in 4 years. Let's go to Vince in Florida. Vince, how you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Mark. There's 2 important points that Trump tried to get out, but they stopped. The first one is they asked him if he wants victory for Ukraine. And there is no such thing as victory for Ukraine because Putin has nukes at the end of the day.
Well, the reason he won't say that, he does want to negotiate a settlement, so you can't pick a side and then try to negotiate.
No, I understand that, but
that's the reason he won't say who he wants.
No, I didn't mean him, but they wouldn't let him say it anyway. But the other thing is, I just read a couple of weeks ago that NATO's budget is $1.1 trillion, and we spend $800 billion, which, by the way, is the same amount of money we spend on our own military, and all our Democrats are ready to cut our military budget, but meanwhile, we're spending $800 billion. And again,
I explained that. I don't know if he explained it clearly enough to people. He was the first president ever to get those other countries to start shipping in. We paid all the NATO money. We paid basically 95% of it. He's the first president who forced the other countries who need that protection to start kicking in.
מה מצב הקורבה ב'? יש לך קורבה ב'?
How you doing, big fan? I think
מה מצב הקורבה ב'?
He definitely not on his game. I'll grant you that. But with the moderators, the way that it was 3-on-1, and I just wish that, the aftermath of this, the autopsy of the debate, that people would do more, like Howie Clark broke it down really good, as far as fact-checking her. That has to be done. They have to basically go after her on that. Not only with the debate, but on other things.
המצב הקורבה ב'.
Trump seems to be repeating himself a lot. I know he does that a lot. He may really over the game. I don't know.
He does something. The repeating was deliberate. You should figure out
piece of cake.
Order he did that. The fact that he stuff that he really would do stuff. Why didn't he do it already? Kept drilling that in everybody. And maybe successfully. It might be what Kamala wants to step into today. Let's go to Katie and Ken.
How you doing, Mark? Great to talk with you. I had a few observations about last night's debate and the way it was shot. I looked at the shots, the headshots side by side, and Trump was made to look smaller, and Kamala was larger.
You know what? I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, and he shot it at an angle, so he looks like, yeah, please.
Yeah, no,
he looks like he's, shot sideways, so he's kind of crooked looking. And then the other thing is that Kamala's coach there told her to look at the camera, so she looked all warm and squishy. And, Trump is answering questions like a regular person, looking at the person who asked him.
Yeah, very good observation, Katie. I'm looking at it now. They did the side-by-side shots make Kamala look a little taller than him. to have her head come right to the top of the camera, but not his. That's a good point. Yeah, the optics weren't great. She had the right... When the other person's talking, you have to have what they call the default face. It should look relaxed. It should look calm. She had a great default face. He just looked like tired, frazzled. His eyes weren't right. He wasn't smiling right. When he did smile, it seemed like a forced smile. And she had practiced all these looks. When he attacked her, she would turn to him and put on a big smile. So visually, that was good for her. But as Vincent said, other people, if you were listening on the radio and you didn't see the optics, he sounded better. Let's see what Ann Coulter thought of last night's debate. She was tweeting away during it. We'll talk to her next on 710 WOR. Let's get the latest news. Here's Larry Menti.
Thank you, Mark. In Lower Manhattan, a ceremony is taking place to remember the victims of the 9/11 attacks. Family members of those killed have gathered for the reading of the names. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris were among those on hand following their contentious debate last night. Right now, it's unclear if there will be a second debate. WOR News has learned that several top NYPD officials could resign in the coming days. Federal investigators are looking at the possible corruption within the NYPD. And inflation beat expectations in August, with prices increasing 0.2% in August and 2.5% on an annual basis. This comes ahead of a Fed meeting next week when it could begin to start cutting interest rates. Time now for a check on the WOR Weather Channel forecast.
Nice weather to continue on here through the rest of the week and linger into the weekend coming up. Daytime temperatures between 80 and 85. Overnight lows mostly in the 60s. Sunshine here this afternoon, 80. Clear tonight, 63. Sunny tomorrow with a high 81. Sunshine Friday, 81. Sunshine this hour, 74. Richard Wedding of the Weather Channel on 710 WOR.
This report is sponsored by LifeVac. Over 5,000 people die every year from choking. Keep your family safe with LifeVac, a life-saving airway clearance device. One kit covers your entire family for life. Visit lifevac.net to purchase your home kit today, because every second counts.
Your next update is at 12 o'clock. Breaking news at 1. I'll be there when you start your day with Len Berman and Michael Riedel in the morning, 6 till 10 tomorrow. I'm Larry Menti on 710 WOR.
WOR has your chance to see Brooklyn's own Barry Manilow during his Radio City Music Hall residency. Listen to Len and Michael tomorrow morning at 8:25, and you could win.
Hey, if you want to lose weight, if you really want to lose weight, here's the best way. No, you don't want to take those shots. You don't want to take injections for the rest of your life, and who knows what the side effects are. There's a better way and a more scientific way, and that's NJ Diet. This has worked for so many people. In fact, they'll guarantee it. It's in writing, guaranteed in the contract. You'll lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 40 days. And they'll do it scientifically. They'll take a hair, saliva sample, blood work, and they'll personalize natural solutions and supplements right to your body. Get it burning fat. Guaranteed, in writing, you'll lose 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days. And then they can use DNA info to help you keep it off. Now, this is all doctor supervised, and they'll make sure you have your doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet has worked for so many people. They've got locations all over the East Coast. Video consultation. Give them a call, 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or just go to their website, njdiet.com, njdiet.com.
If you have a parent or loved one with an illness that can no longer be treated, did you know there's world-renowned end-of-life hospice care available right here in the New York area? It's called Calvary. For 125 years, Calvary Hospital and in-home hospice have been providing end-of-life care unlike anyone else. From the city to the suburbs, we relieve pain and suffering with dignity and respect for a continued quality of life. All the while supporting you, the family caregiver, relieving your stress and anxiety. We're by your side every step of the way. Calvary is the in-home hospice care you want, because it is the care that you deserve. Contact us 24/7. Visit calvaryhospital.org. That's calvaryhospital.org. Calvary. For 125 years, where life continues.
Don't miss our latest health show, Boost Your Brain Power, hosted by renowned functional neurologist Dr. Eric Kaplan, this Saturday at 2 p.m. Tune in to find out about natural and holistic ways to improve your brain function without drugs or surgery. 2 p.m. every Saturday, right here on 710 WOR.
The following is a commercial advertisement.
From the Wall Street Sweeper Money Desk, we're with Russ Hackman, president of Hackman Wealth Partners. And Russ, it's all about retirement planning with you, but why worry about taxes in retirement? I mean, don't we all go down to a lower tax rate?
It is a common misunderstanding that your tax rates are going to go down in retirement. In fact, the government is coming to tax your 401k and IRA money. And if you look at the schedule of what may happen to you, in many cases, people have escalating taxes in retirement. You want to have a tax plan in place to make sure that that doesn't happen to you.
Next 5, it's a comprehensive review about your financial life at no cost, no obligation with Hackman Wealth Partners. 212-369-0100. 212-369-0100. 212-369-0100.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, BCM, a registered investment advisor. BCM and Hackman Wealth are independent of each other. Insurance products and services are not offered through BCM, but are offered and sold through individually licensed and appointed agents.
The Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman, Sunday mornings at 9 on 710 WOR.
Don't let life interfere with your daily dose of Mark Simone. Hear the show anytime at 710WOR.com/Mark. The Mark Simone Podcast.
710WOR.com/Mark. Carl Hannity here. Imagine the looks you're going to get with a radiant, brilliant smile. Imagine your newfound confidence and getting compliments on your smile. The doctors at Smart Arches Dental Implant Centers, they're ready to make this your reality. They have locations all throughout New York, plus Brick and Monroe, New Jersey, Closed Media, Martinsville, and Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Schedule a free consultation by going to smartarchesdental.com and select radio in the drop-down. You'll get up to $8,000 off your dental implant arch procedure, plus an additional $1,000 off when you show up for your first appointment. Visit smartarchesdental.com. Call toll-free 800-804-0174. Mention radio 800-804-0174. And don't wait to have your dream smile. And seniors 55 plus get an extra 5% off. Call 800-804-0174 or just go to their website, smartarchesdental.com. And don't forget to mention radio. Get your smile back, get your life back.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top prospects. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, and actively invites them to apply for your job. As a result, 4 out of 5 go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonder. Listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
After 9/11, America vowed to never forget. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation keeps that promise. Join Shelley Sunstein and her Q104.3 team on September 29th for the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk in NYC. Every step honoring those who bravely protected our country. To join Shelley's team, visit Q1043.com. For race details and to support Tunnel to Towers, go to D2C.org and consider donating $11 monthly. That's D2C.org.
You're listening to The Mark Simone Show.
710 WOR. Well, Ian Coulter, of course, the best-selling author, the great columnist. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Ian Coulter on Twitter. But even better, Substack, where you can podcast videos, columns, IanCoulter.substack.com. IanCoulter.substack.com. Ian Coulter, how you? I'm good. What's the drink like?
Trump did very well considering it was 3-1. I mean, Kamala, to know more about her, she was just sort of, if she were already winning, that would have been a good debate for her, because it was kind of nothingness.
I've never seen such an unfair debate with those bimbo moderators. I was live tweeting it, and David Muir, I think it's college, corrected Trump 3 times with a lie. The woman corrected him once with a provable lie, and I was live tweeting it. It was a little difficult to constantly provide proof. But I mostly went back and did it, and I'll probably do a full column on it next week. Never, ever fact-checked Kamala, even when she brought up the old both sides are fine people lie, and just, casually said she's in favor of fracking, and denied that she wants the U.S. to pay for the transition surgeries for illegal aliens in detention and for prisoners. She's on the record saying those things. She's on. What was the other thing she denied? Oh yeah, that she wants to get rid of private health insurance. She just, said it as if she's never said anything before. No, this is my position. And no fact check on. But wait, last year you said. I've never seen anything like that, and I don't think it helps. It helps Kamala to have the media so in the tank for you that the moderators are tougher on your opponent and lying more about your opponent than even you are.
Yeah. And there was some out-and-out lies with the 2025 budget. Why didn't the moderators say that is no connection to him? He's not behind that, or Charlottesville or anything.
Yeah, it's funny how it was all of like MSNBC's greatest hits. Let's talk about January 6th, and let's talk about what you did. And what were some of the other ones? They're going back to things he said. Oh yeah, you have to go. Pardon?
Bloodbath, the number 5.
Bloodbath. Well, that one came from Kamala. I'm talking about the moderators. And another one was.
They were really bad at bloodbath.
Yeah, it was really fun. But I guess, they want to keep their jobs, and that's what ABC is demanding. I don't think it's going, well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be
the restaurant closed. Neptune restaurant out.
And as every poll has reported, the undecided don't know enough about Kamala.
Neptune restaurant
on the issues. You didn't really get any idea where she stood on the issues, whereas, you have to give credit to Trump. He's very clear on where he stands. He also has some really surprisingly good answers. I was impressed that he knew, there was another lie from David Muir that violent crime is going down. And Trump knew the details on that. I had written a column about it. Surprising details from Trump, who usually knows things more generally. The left and the media's argument that violent crime is going down, we have proof here, is the FBI Uniform Crime Report, which used to be quite accurate, but over the last few years, because of some technical glitches, about a third of the country is not sending their reports to the FBI. So as Trump said, it's excluding major cities like New York and Chicago and LA. So instead, we've got the DOJ report, which is the crime victimization survey. That's generally a little more accurate because people don't always report crimes, and it's huge. And the DOJ survey shows that violent crime is going up. Now, which one to believe? Well, the FBI itself says it doesn't believe its numbers because it's missing so much data. And that's what David Muir said. Anyway, Trump had that one exactly right. There were several answers that I thought that he did much better on than I expected. I am disappointed that, but he didn't get a lot of, he took opportunities to bring up subjects.
3 minutos. Sorry people, I have to close the line. I got passengers, so I have to close the line. Peace and love, peace and love. I need to close the live. Sorry. Come back later.